Will!
I don't know what happened. I fell asleep.
In the middle of the afternoon?
Yeah, it was a busy night, right? You sure he's not here?
No, he never checked in.
Maybe the stagecoach is late.
All you told me was his name, Albert Duquesne.
Well, he's from St. Louis, but I don't know much more than that. I mean, his telegrams didn't say what it was about, just that he wanted to hire us. Driver's dead.
Doesn't look good. Woman, shot dead. Male passenger's dead, too. He's wearing a wedding ring. Here's his wallet.
Money's still inside. Fair bit, too. Man of means.
She's wearing a ring, too. And earrings.
Albert Duquesne from St. Louis.
Clarissa Kovac, Jefferson City, Missouri.
Doesn't sound like they were traveling together.
Doesn't seem like it was a robbery.
Western Express's trunk's still on the roof. Padlock hasn't been touched either.
So, not robbery, then why are these people dead?
I don't know. Well, I'll go tell Logan he's got a murder to investigate.
What? This is ours.
How?
Albert Duquesne hired us.
Albert Duquesne is dead.
Exactly. Now we know what the case is.
Logan will be happy here. He doesn't have to do anything.
I'll go wire their families, let them know their loved ones are dead.
Tell them they need to come collect the bodies, too.
And answer some questions.
Go get the Undertaker.
Nice purse. You're a Pinkerton, right?
That's right.
Sheriff Logan told me to talk to you. I'm Sam Duckworth, Chester's brother.
And?
My brother Chester was driver of the Western Express.
Oh. Well, my condolences, then. 2 whiskey, please.
Yes, sir.
Chester and me, we was bachelors. He was my only kin.
Sorry to hear that.
Why would someone do this?
It's honestly too early to tell.
That poor couple.
Well, they weren't really a couple, actually.
No?
No, they were from different places.
So what now?
Well, I guess if we get any leads, we'll let you know. Where are you staying?
Mrs. McGarrigle's rooming house on Washington Street.
We'll be in touch then.
Much obliged.
Nothing seems to be missing. As far as I can tell, I mean, my wife was a meticulous packer.
Take your time, Mr. Kovac.
Christopher is fine. You know, it's all such a shock. Clarissa.
Why don't you have a seat?
Thank you. Do you have any idea what happened?
We've told you everything we know. But answering our questions will help our investigation.
Of course.
Do you have any idea who would want to kill Clarissa?
No one. Clarissa got along with everybody. You know, friends, family, colleagues. Clarissa was lovely.
Colleagues?
Clarissa was the librarian for the state legislature.
And how about yourself?
My official title is Chief Engineer for the state of Missouri. I oversee the construction of all government buildings and bridges in the whole state.
Must travel a lot.
Yes, too much.
Any children?
3. Oldest is 5. Youngest is 3. I mean, she doesn't even understand what happened to her mother. Neither do I guess.
Do you know where Clarissa was traveling to?
She has an Aunt Tilly out in Lawrence, Kansas. She goes to see her a couple times a year. Oh, dear. I didn't even think to tell her aunt what happened.
Do you know anyone named Albert Duquesne?
Sorry, who?
Albert Duquesne?
He was the other passenger in the stagecoach.
No.
Did your wife ever mention anyone named Albert?
No.
Is it possible that she could have known him without you knowing?
We were very close. If she knew him, I would have heard his name.
That's not what I mean.
Oh. No, that's impossible. Not Clarissa, not in a million years.
Clarissa's ticket wasn't for Lawrence, Kansas. It was for Kansas City. She was stopping here. She wasn't going to visit her aunt.
So who was she visiting?
I have 5 children. With Albert gone, what's to become of them?
Mrs. Duquesne.
How on earth will I manage on my own? Do you have children?
No, I don't.
That's probably good.
Beg your pardon?
A woman detective? Hardly seems appropriate for raising children.
And what about Albert? What does he do for work?
He was the federal prosecutor for the Eastern District of Missouri.
So he would have handled some pretty high-profile cases then.
Of course.
Put away a lot of nasty people.
Yes, thankfully.
Was your husband ever subject to threats of intimidation or retribution?
Albert was a stickler for confidentiality. He didn't talk much about his work, but I think I would have heard if someone was threatening him.
Do you have any idea what he was doing coming to Kansas City?
Something to do with the case. I'm not sure.
Which case?
I don't know the particulars.
Do you know a Christopher or Clarissa Kovac
No.
of Jefferson City?
Then certainly not. I've only been there once. Was that the woman who was in the stagecoach?
What about Albert? Could he have known her?
Maybe. I doubt it.
Why do you doubt it?
He never mentioned her. Now, if you don't mind, Mrs. Warren, I have some questions of my own. Was there any evidence? Do you have any witnesses?
No. No witnesses and
Whiskey?
not much evidence.
Just pointless questions?
Christopher Kovac's wife, Clarissa, was killed alongside your husband. That's why we're asking these questions.
They both had tickets from Jefferson City to Kansas City. We were just wondering if they were traveling together.
Sounds like a coincidence to me.
Christopher Kovac. This is Diana Duquesne.
Mrs. Duquesne, you have my deepest sympathies.
Thank you, Mr. Kovac.
Mr. Kovac, is there any chance your wife was involved in a legal matter? A witness, suspect?
No,
You sure? Could you maybe not have known about it?
I wouldn't think so.
Thank you.
Well, have a safe journey back to St. Louis.
I wish you Godspeed, Mr. Kovac. Nice man. And no, I've never seen him before. Do you have any more questions? Because I'd love to rest.
Thank you. Christopher Kovac is lying.
Yeah, I think so.
I know so. He said have a good trip back to St. Louis. We never mentioned where Albert and Diana were from.
You sure?
I'm sure.
So what are we thinking? That Albert and Christopher's wife Clarissa were, and Christopher discovered this and killed them?
Then why did Albert contact us?
Maybe Albert and Clarissa feared for their lives, so they hired us to help.
Or maybe Albert was coming to see us about another matter and he brought his mistress with him.
And that was Christopher's opportunity to kill them.
We agree that Diana seems to be hiding something. Maybe Maybe she's behind the murders.
She hired someone?
Or convinced Christopher.
Or they hired someone?
Well, the one that we know for sure is lying is Christopher. He'll recognize us. Let's have John follow him. John, any news?
Christopher Kovac snuck out of his hotel room and knocked on Diana Duquesne's door. She let him in.
The conspirators are meeting. Let's join them.
What about him?
I guess we have to. Will,
I heard you.
let's go.
Oh, wait. Excuse me?
Will, you are not just barging in there.
Two killers conspiring? Yes, I am.
Whoa. This might be easy on the shoulder. Got him from Anna Lee.
Get dressed. Both of you are under arrest.
So we agree then. Albert and Clarissa were on their way to Kansas City because they suspected that Diana and Christopher were having an affair. Diana and Christopher killed them or have them killed.
Or Albert and Clarissa were coming to talk to us because they thought that Diana and Christopher were going to kill them.
But why hire us? Why not go to the police in St. Louis or hire Pinkertons in St. Louis? There's very good agents there, Bingman, Ames.
Maybe they wanted agents in another city to be discreet, infidelity and all.
So how do you want to do this? You want to split up, then split them up?
Sure.
Good.
Excuse me. Pardon me. You're the Pinkertons, yes? I gathered same from the descriptions I received in response to my inquiries. But if you're not the Pinkertons...
No, we're the Pinkertons. How can we help you, Mr.
Ezekiel Wyeth.
Will Pinkerton? This is Mrs. Kate Warne.
I've been sent by my superior, Mr. Arthur Lintle of the Mutual of Illinois Insurance Company. May I join you for a moment?
Sure.
Apologies. It's about the stagecoach incident. There have been many holdups on the Western Express routes of late, particularly in Missouri. Quite uncivilized here. Folks are reluctant to take the stagecoaches. The Western Express persuaded the Mutual of Illinois Insurance Company to offer generous property and life insurance to passengers. And almost immediately, 3 people are dead.
It's tragic.
Yes, tragic for our company. Mr. Lintle is very concerned.
Well, you can tell Mr. Lintle that we'll have some good news for him.
How?
Well, it turns out that he might not have to pay out to either two families since they were possibly murdered by their spouses. What?
Confidentiality, Will.
Oh, that is good news. Well, not for the, but you know, for the Mutual of Illinois Insurance Company.
Though you'll still have to pay out Sam Duckworth.
Who is?
Chester's brother, the stagecoach driver.
Where can I find Mr. Duckworth?
Miss McGarrigle's rooming house, Washington Street.
Thank you so much. I almost forgot. What about property? Anything missing?
Nothing appears to have been stolen.
Oh, most providential. But should anyone be missing something, I'd like to try to solve it on the quiet. So please let me know.
Of course. Now, if you'll excuse us, we have to go.
I'll be here a few days.
That's nice.
What a weird fellow.
I didn't kill Clarissa and Albert.
But you hired someone.
No!
But you are having an affair with Diana, right? And your wife knew.
Yes. I was trying to figure out what to do about the whole thing.
So you killed her?
No! I loved Clarissa.
Loved?
Loved.
You loved her so much that you took up with another woman.
I had nothing to do with Albert's murder.
And why should I believe you? You've already lied to us about knowing Christopher Kovac.
That is a private matter, but I am innocent of murder.
Your husband was with your paramour's wife. They were coming to talk to us.
But I didn't know that.
But you knew he was coming to talk to the Pinkertons.
About a case.
That's hard to believe, Diana.
No, it isn't. It's obvious. If Albert was coming here to talk to you about my involvement with Christopher, do you really think he's going to tell me?
Christopher, you knew exactly who your wife was traveling with.
No.
And you knew where she was going.
No, I already told you. Clarissa said she was going to her aunt's.
Really?
Really? Clarissa never lied. I did.
So then who killed them? Christopher? Did he hire someone?
Oh, Christopher couldn't kill a fly, and I don't think he hired anyone either. If you knew him, it's unimaginable.
Once the affair got started, I couldn't get out of it. Diana can be mesmerizing. I was weak.
And in an unhappy marriage.
Oh, not at all. Clarissa and I were very happy.
Okay, again, you love your wife, you're in a happy marriage. I'm just not following is all.
Diana kept pursuing me, bothering me. She became obsessed.
Christopher was all over me, writing me letters, sending me flowers, poems. Have you ever read a poem written by an engineer? I told him to stop. He wouldn't.
Why didn't you tell your husband?
I thought it was trivial. Then Christopher compromised me. He told me he would tell Albert that Christopher and I were lovers.
So Christopher continued to hold a threat over you, to tell your husband that you were romantically involved outside of your marriage.
Yes.
I couldn't say no.
Sure you could. No is a very easy word to say.
I guess I like the attention.
Okay. So when do you think Clarissa found out?
I suspect she knew from the beginning, but she never said a word. Albert must have convinced her to come talk to you.
Did you ever meet him?
No, and I had no reason to kill him either.
Well, maybe Diana had a reason to kill him.
She adored Albert. I once asked her to leave him, to be with me. She laughed.
Okay, so your lover adores Albert, laughs at you, and you still stay with her?
Well, she is very exciting. And I think she likes that she can boss me around.
Your husband's dead now. Christopher's threat holds no power. Why were you with him last night?
Now, I've fallen in love with him.
Are you making this up as you go?
I beg your pardon.
Your story makes no sense.
Shouldn't you be out there looking for my husband's killer rather than going after two grieving, innocent people? Albert always said the police would sooner sit in a warm place than think about what actually happened and look for real evidence.
We're not the police. We're Pinkertons. So rest assured, we will get our man. Or woman.
Look, the two of you have already cost me a lot of sleep, so why don't you just cough it up?
I swear I didn't kill them. I never killed anyone. I don't even like to hunt.
A second.
You received a telegram from Jefferson City.
Whatever you're about to tell me, I'm gonna shake my head like it's very grave news, okay?
When Albert Duquesne and Clarissa Kovac were killed, Christopher Kovac was at work in Jefferson City.
Could have hired someone.
Mr. Kovac's bank reports no unusual withdrawals. By the way, it ain't easy convincing a bank manager that a black man works on behalf of the Pinkertons.
No, I appreciate it. Is he looking nervous?
Yeah.
Look, do me a favor. Go to Kate. Give her a chance to shake her head, too. I'm sorry, Christopher, but I have some very tough news. It doesn't look like it was you, but it does look like it was Diana.
What? Anything you need, you just ask.
Thanks. You better give me something. Christopher's talking up a storm.
What do you mean?
He says that you hired someone to kill your husband and Clarissa.
Well, he's lying.
Fine. He's lying. You can tell that to the judge. But it would be better if you gave us something we could work with now.
I don't have anything to tell you.
One of you killed Albert and Clarissa. Who was it, you or Christopher?
Neither.
Well, someone killed them.
I keep telling you, it probably has something to do with one of Albert's cases.
But you won't say which one.
I don't know. Ask his office.
They're not going to share an ongoing investigation with me. They don't care about you. Or us. They have bigger fish to fry. So who was it, you or Christopher?
How is that possible?
We found a witness.
Who?
And I'm worried that she's just gonna dump it all on you.
What?
Well, think about it. She'll blame you. She'll say that you put her up to the murders. She's a woman. She'll cry up a storm, blame the man. Judges love that kind of stuff. And let's be honest. She's a prosecutor's wife. I mean, the judge is gonna be looking to blame somebody.
That's not fair.
I know. So if I were you, I would come out of my corner swinging.
How?
Did she ever talk to you about killing Albert and Clarissa?
I told you. She loved her husband. She never even talked about leaving him. I don't believe your witness. I don't believe you at all.
Maybe it has something to do with this. I know Albert was working on a secret grand jury indictment of a congressman.
Which congressman?
I'm sworn to secrecy.
Diana. Which congressman?
Robert Fenwick.
Why?
Fenwick was taking bribes from the Transwestern Railway to help get their expansion to the Pacific through Congress. I really don't know anymore.
Who can I talk to?
I know Albert was working closely with a U.S. Marshal named Purvis.
Joe Purvis? 3 years ago, I was on the case of a U.S. congressman, Stephen Dufalla of Illinois. He was under investigation for taking bribes from the railroad.
Well, there are more congressmen on the take from the railroad than there are passengers on the railroad.
Okay. Well, at the time, a U.S. Marshal named Joe Purvis, he was transporting my prime witness against Dufalla back to Chicago. There was an ambush, and Purvis took a shot to the leg trying to protect his charge.
Those U.S. Marshals are tough hombres. Lionhearts.
Except he passed out from lack of blood, and when they found him, the witness was dead.
No, win some, lose some.
I always suspected Purvis killed my witness on Dufalla's behalf. Something about him just wasn't right. Purvis put a bullet in his own leg to cover the fact that he killed my witness.
Some Lionheart.
I pursued him for months. I just could never prove it.
And now Robert Fenwick, a congressman with the state of Missouri, is being investigated for taking bribes from the same railroad.
And Joe Purvis is assisting the federal prosecutor.
Albert Duquesne.
Diana Duquesne said that Albert was supposed to meet with Joe the day after he was supposed to meet with us, presumably to discuss the Congressman Fenwick matter.
And wouldn't you know it? Albert Duquesne is dead. That's a heck of a coincidence, don't you think, Sheriff?
You're saying a United States Marshal murdered your witness against Congressman Dufalla 3 years ago and then continued his killing spree by murdering Albert Duquesne, federal prosecutor for the Eastern District of Missouri, to protect yet another corrupt congressman, Robert Fenwick.
That is exactly what I'm saying.
That's exactly what she's saying.
And after Duquesne, this U.S. Marshal killed Clarissa Kovac and the stagecoach driver to cover it all up.
Yes.
Well, we don't know that for sure.
Speak for yourself.
Excuse me. Mrs. Warren, Mr. Pinkerton, Sheriff.
Not now, please.
My superior, Mr. Lintle, would like to know if you've had any success with your murder investigation.
We can't talk about that right now.
What about any objects that might have been stolen?
No one has reported anything stolen, okay?
Mr. Lintle will be very happy. Many thanks. Have a pleasant evening.
Now, what was that about?
Insurance.
Bigger crime than bank robbery, if you ask me.
But not bigger than a congressman on the take, yes?
We need you to bring in Purvis for questioning.
Well, Mrs. Warren, I wish I could help you out.
Logan!
A mere sheriff, such as myself, has got to be on awfully good terms with the U.S. Marshal's office.
What? But this is your chance to bust open a conspiracy that involves the railroad, the U.S. Marshal's office, and 2 congressmen.
Yes, and if that don't get me killed, I don't know what will.
Albert made arrangements with Will, but probably to talk to me because I know all about Joe Purvis.
Only Purvis got to him first.
No, that's conjecture. You don't know that for a fact.
Well, I don't, but...
But it's a hypothesis we would like to pursue by questioning Purvis.
What about the couple?
We'll make sure they don't leave town.
Just tell Purvis's superior that a federal prosecutor is dead and Joe is on the case. It makes perfect sense to bring him in for questioning. We'll take all the responsibility.
And you'll take all the credit.
Credit?
Just give us Purvis.
We'll give you 2 congressmen and a railroad.
Or we take the blame.
You can't lose.
Marshal Purvis, this is Will Pinkerton, and I believe you already know Mrs. Warne.
Had I known this was going to be another Pinkerton ambush, I would have stayed in Chicago.
Yes, well, I'll leave you 3 to it then. I do love a good reunion.
At some point, Mrs. Warren, you're just going to have to admit you're sweet on me.
Why don't you tell us about the case you were working on with Albert Duquesne?
I'm not going to ruin 6 months of investigative work by sharing 1 iota of evidence. You want to know about it? Ask the United States District Court for the Eastern District of Missouri.
Telegram from the United States District Court for the Eastern District of Missouri authorizing you to reveal everything you know.
Do they know you're both corrupt?
Watch your mouth.
Go to hell.
Say that again.
Will.
Yeah, see, she likes men that do exactly as she says. That's why she doesn't like me. Guess she likes you.
Answer the question.
Remind me.
Well, I guess I was talking too fast. Tell us about the case you were working on with Albert Duquesne.
Right. The Trans-Western Railway has Congressman Fenwick in their pocket. Everyone knows it. We were trying to prove it.
And?
And my job was collecting evidence. That's it.
Where were you on Monday?
Which Monday?
5 days ago, Monday.
I was in Chicago interviewing someone.
Who?
Congressman Dufalo.
Dufalo.
Yeah, just ask him.
Dufalo, whom you murdered a witness for 3 years ago?
Think about it. Albert Duquesne sent me to talk to Dufalo because everyone knows Dufalo is corrupt. And Dufalo is trying to straighten out his reputation with the president before the congressional election in the fall.
You expect me to telegram Dufalo asking him where you were? He'll tell me that you were sitting in a church pew on his lap.
When you were actually killing Albert Duquesne and Clarissa Kovac.
Does your father know you're this stupid? Or is that why he sent you to work in the middle of nowhere with her?
You are gonna have to come up with a better alibi than a crooked congressman.
Dufalo wants his job in Congress more than anything. And he was willing to give us the dirt on Fenwick. So ask Dufalo where I was, or don't. I don't care what the hell you do.
How did you come to work for Albert Duquesne anyway?
No, that's simple. He wanted the best, and he knew I was incorruptible, thanks to you. See, she went after me with everything she had, and she couldn't touch me. Not a dent, not a scratch. Isn't that right? It was a vendetta. She was trying to carve out a career for herself at my expense. Mind you, it's clearly not working. She's stuck here in Hog Hollow with Junior.
Will. There's one problem, Marshal. Albert Duquesne was on his way here to talk to us, so clearly he had his doubts about you.
Doubts about his wife. That's why he was coming here. He asked me, and I told him I thought you could handle a domestic. I was going to meet him here the day after.
Any proof that you were in Chicago with Dufalo? Any witnesses?
How about some proof I was in Missouri? How about some proof I shot 3 people on a stagecoach? Or am I asking too much?
Proof that you were in Chicago, that's all I'm asking.
What about your wife? Or do you even have one?
No. She put me off women.
Not only am I gonna hang this triple murder on you,
You couldn't hang a shirt.
I'm also gonna nail you for that witness that you murdered in Chicago.
Now we're going down memory lane. See, I knew that was coming. Come on, Kate. What else you got? Got any other murders you want to pile on my shoulders?
Look at that. Sam Duckworth is trying to milk the Mutual of Illinois Insurance Company for everything he can get.
Maybe he's met his match.
2 beer, please. Look, Kate, respectfully, I really think you're barking up the wrong tree with this Joe Purvis thing.
He's tough. It's just gonna take time.
Maybe he's innocent, maybe he's guilty. I don't know. But you're not gonna crack him, and you don't have enough to charge him. So maybe you should think about another way for us to get the evidence we need.
No. I had him in my grip once. He slipped out, and now a federal prosecutor is dead. This time, I'm not letting go.
What about Diane and Christopher?
What? You don't really think those lovebirds?
Oh, no, hang on. You're always telling me not to jump to judgment, think about things objectively, to think about every single...
What?
Possibility. When I think about things objectively, 3 people were murdered. Why are we only looking at 2 of the victims? Yeah. Chester Duckworth, Sam's brother. He was the stagecoach driver. What if he was the intended victim, not the other 2?
Well, I mean, we already have a federal prosecutor assassinated and a U.S. Marshal on the ropes.
On the ropes? Kate, you're not even close. Look, you're always telling me don't fall in love with your own theory, so don't. Order me something, okay? Anything but the succotash. Gentlemen, how about some beer?
I don't drink.
Oh.
And Mr. Duckworth here needs to think about my final offer. Good afternoon.
What's with him?
He's a cow turd in a suit.
Sam, I need to ask you a question. Did Chester have any enemies?
Yeah. Everyone who knew him.
Huh, you don't say.
I loved my brother, but most people didn't.
And why not?
He was a hard ass. Everyone said so. Even Ma.
And why is that?
He drank. He thought people were always out to get him. Cheated at cards, treated women like dirt. Hated blacks, Catholics, Indians, Canadians. Always got in the first punch.
Okay, I think I get the picture.
He took care of his horses, though. He sure loved them horses.
Thanks, Sam. Drink up.
Excuse me. Pinkerton business. Need to check the stagecoach.
Go ahead.
Straw.
What?
Why is there straw on the bottom of the stagecoach? They're not feeding team horses straw, are they?
No, you don't feed working horses straw, especially in the winter.
So why is there straw?
It's empty.
Except for a little bit of straw.
So?
So, from what a Teamster just told me, drivers use these boxes to smuggle things. But what was being smuggled, and where is it now?
Maybe Albert Duquesne was using this to smuggle documents that he wanted to show me. Joe Purvis held a gun to his head. He gave him the documents, but Joe shot him anyway.
You have no way of proving that.
It makes sense.
If you're obsessed with Joe Purvis, yes, it makes sense. Who's been looking for something? Asking if anything's missing?
The insurance adjuster, Ezekiel Wyatt.
Right. Maybe the reason he keeps asking if anything's missing is because he's the one who's missing it.
He's looking for something legitimate that's missing.
Well, maybe, or maybe not. But how do we even know if he's really an insurance adjuster?
Good point.
Thanks. Go speak to him?
Yeah. Mr. Wyatt, it's the Pinkertons. We have a few questions for you.
My time to shine.
Why is Sam Duckworth dead in Ezekiel's room? What are we missing?
Straw.
So, something was wrapped in felt inside this box with straw, and the box was open on the coach.
But what was in the box? Kate, you wouldn't still be here. This is why Sam's dead.
Maybe not. Will. Look. A Philadelphia special.
There's thousands of those things. Why would you kill 4 people over such a common gun? I mean, if that's what happened.
Take a closer look.
7-groove rifling pattern. It's normal. Wood grain stock, silver inlay. This is a wealthy man's gun.
Yes, but what do you make of the defects on the barrel? That small fracture on the stock? We have to find Ezekiel.
Damn right.
Ezekiel, stop!
Ezekiel Wyatt, you are under arrest.
For what?
For the murder of Sam Duckworth.
I didn't murder anyone.
Yes, you did.
Ma'am, what proof do you have?
He's lying dead in your hotel room with a knife in his chest.
So it's not my knife, it's his.
And how do you know it's his knife?
Because he tried to kill me with it. It was self-defense on my part.
What provoked the attack?
I paid him handsomely on a private matter, but he tried to cheat me. I demanded my money back, he refused and came at me. I've done nothing wrong.
You came here looking for a very valuable gun.
But you could tell it was a fake, right?
All right. Any fool could tell. The barrel defects are in the wrong spot.
And the crack in the stock from when the gun was dropped is in the wrong place, too.
You were hoping to buy the gun that John Wilkes Booth used to shoot Lincoln. Isn't that right?
I already have the knife that killed Julius Caesar, the gun that killed Chief Pontiac, and the rifle that killed Peter III of Russia.
But the gun that killed Abraham Lincoln would be the greatest prize of all.
Of course.
When you realized that you'd been sold a fake and Sam intended on keeping your money, you killed him.
No, I told you it was self-defense.
It's going to be hard to prove.
I don't think so. After all, Sam Duckworth killed his own brother and 2 strangers. For that fake.
How do you know that Sam killed them?
Told me. Sam and Chester used the stagecoach to smuggle all sorts of things on a regular basis. But Chester wanted to cut Sam out when he heard how much money the gun was worth. So Sam killed him and took it.
You set in motion a plot that led to the death of 4 people. Whether or not your self-defense story is true, the law's gonna have to deal with you.
So do we tell your superior, Mr. Lintle of the Mutual of Illinois Insurance Company, that you're under arrest? Or do you not actually work for them?
No, I don't work for them. I own the Mutual of Illinois Insurance Company. I am Arthur Lintle.
Uh-huh.
And I have the very best lawyers.
Yeah, well, the government's got some pretty good ones, too, so it should be fun to watch.
Mr. Purvis.
Don't suppose you came to apologize.
You didn't kill those people on the stagecoach, but you did kill that witness in Chicago.
You're obsessed.
Seems to be the consensus. I will get you next time.
Can't wait. Junior?
Peckerwood? A horse's ass.
Mrs. Warren, if we're very lucky, we may never see each other again.
I'll see him again.
Goodbye, Mrs. Warren. Mr. Pinkerton.
Thank you for your efforts.
We're sorry you had to endure such difficult interviews.
We just had to be sure that you both were really innocent.
We're just glad it all got sorted out.
Now we have ourselves to sort out.
Good luck. Thankfully, that case is over.
Oh, why? We were doing such a wonderful job. We accused them wrongfully of murder.
And then I wrongfully accused Joe Purvis this time.
The only reason that we solved this case is because Sam Duckworth and Ezekiel Wyatt had a falling out.
Beer?
Beer.
Next week on the Pinkertons.
What's your brother Robert doing in Kansas City?
My own brother gets to grill me on how I do my job.
I like to be thorough with my reviews. It's all very routine.
Robert's got something up his sleeve, and I'm gonna find out what that is.
I feel like I've betrayed you.
You're here trying to tear them down. I can assure you, I'm not going to help you do it.
Tell me what you're really doing in Kansas City.